Hello and welcome to another update video about the Sandbox. Sand is just incredible. It's moving up quite strongly, and we talked about the Sandbox here potentially already forming a first impulse to the upside, right, in the last video, and it seems to be working out. So where do we come from? We come from the correction up there. When I said to you that we should think about profit taking up there, that was probably good because then we moved down in an ABC correction here in this channel, in this descending broadening wedge, out of which the price then, or within which the price then came here into the target area that we did talk about. Yeah, so that target area was reached. And as I did say in the Ethereum video, in the Solana video, that these target areas are here to determine in which area the price could do a turnaround and to move from a downtrend into an uptrend. Yeah. And about this target area we talked about, I don't know, somewhere up there, okay? It's the target area that currently a lot of cryptos are addressing. And I'm really pleased that this level here did hold, the 0.786 at 230, because had you broken below this level here, you can see all these supports down there before here from November, then we might have, then obviously it would have unlocked much lower prices around 150. And possibly would have extended the correction. But, you know, the 150 level was definitely very important. Doesn't mean we couldn't go down to that level. So in my view, you know, when do you talk about the confirmed uptrend? It's difficult, right? It's difficult. In my view, I would love at least to get above here this wave 4 high, but then we're already talking about a price above $5. But what we see here, obviously, I call this out as one area to buy, target area where potentially the correction could be over, because you never know. I still think Bitcoin is going to come down once more lower, but what the Sandbox is doing here itself, and I'm not saying, you know, the Sandbox or generally the metaverse certainly has the capability or the possibility to decouple itself from Bitcoin. I think so. If you compare, I mean, we talked about the Gala today, and Gala potentially, I showed for Gala also the possibility that we could already have completed the downtrend. But for Gala, looking just purely at the chart, it's looking more corrective, this current wave up, yeah? It's looking more like a wave 4, and the wave 5 is still coming. For the Sandbox, I mean, you can interpret here an impulse in it, a completed impulse, right? I talked to you after that wave 5 here in the last video that we're probably going to see here an ABC correction, and ABC, I think we did see that. Let me just do that. So A, B, C. And now we might form the next impulse to the upside. To bear, you know, it didn't come down very much, yeah, but we can take a look at that in a minute. But the way the price did go up here in a wave 3, what I have labeled as wave 3, definitely very strong. I mean, compared to that to Gala, which just basically moved sideways, which looks more corrective, doesn't it? So also you see all these ups and downs and really strong retracements. So it looks definitely more like an uptrend. Also, we had this W pattern down here, broke the downtrend, broke above the 20-day moving average. So where is the next resistance now? The next resistance will be sitting here at 455, very close to that level already. At 455 is the 0.5 fib level of the whole uptrend here. Yeah, this is the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. It will provide resistance. Now let's just assume what if we are still coming down once more, like Gala potentially could do as well, like Bitcoin could do. And we assume what I have labeled down here, just take that away. What I've labeled down there as wave 5 maybe was only the wave 3, which means the wave 4 might still be coming here, and the wave 5 would be somewhere down there. Is that a possibility? It's hard to see that still as a possibility, because if I show you the fib levels for this possibility being a wave 4, it has now moved above the 0.5 fib level at 439. So if we talk about this being a wave 4, it's actually come up a little bit too high. Yeah, it's not technically invalidated it yet, because for that the wave 4 would need to go all the way up to the wave 1, yeah, which could be around 550. Yeah, but typically a wave 4 would not necessarily go above the 0.5 fib level, so it should not have come above 438, which makes other possibilities more likely. So we could already potentially really talk about here a move to the upside. But again, you never know for sure. Yeah, it's all about probabilities. But I find it quite interesting what the Sandbox is doing here with that impulse forming. I mean, you could even see that if that was not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what I had labeled before, but if we actually see here this here as something larger, so you could see that as a 1, 2, now the 3, here the 4 and the 5, then that would be also a possibility. Yeah? And looking at that, looking at these Fibonacci levels from the wave 2 to the wave 3, we can see that here to this, basically the 0.5 here did hold. So yeah, maybe that was the count, and then you get the ABC a little bit later. But it's certainly, that would all mean that we are back in an uptrend here for the Sandbox. So yeah, I mean, that's what I always say, you know, be prepared for these scenarios. These levels were attractive, yeah, down here. Not necessarily waiting for the lowest point, because you hardly will get it. Yeah, you will hardly get it. Dollar cost average in at these lower levels. That's what I tried to communicate. But of course, I can't give you financial advice. I can't tell you when to buy, when to sell. Really, I can only tell you what I do. And I did buy here while we were coming down, and did dollar cost average also here somewhere in this range. I can't remember when the buy order was triggered. But as I said in my video for 2022 as well, top 10 cryptos, I did point out Gala. I did point out the metaverse in general. I mean, the Mana is doing well, Sandbox is doing well, and which one you essentially go for is up to you. But I think 2022 is the year for metaverse still. How many metaverse projects will still be around in 5 years? I don't know. But Sandbox is doing fairly well, a lot of partnerships. And yeah, I think we are close to resistance now. So that is important to understand, right? Close to resistance. So at some point here, you're going to see another retracement. And we are here back to 455. That is the next resistance. After that, if we break that, we've got the 50-day moving average at 472. If we break that, then you're probably going to get all the way up to 550 here. And then we're back here where that wave 1 is, okay? So it's moving strongly, quite impulsively, I must say that. Really impressive what the Sandbox is doing here. And we can draw a trend line here, which is important to keep an eye on, because as soon as that trend line is broken, we might be back in a downtrend, yeah? So the possibility for a downtrend and for another sell-off together with Bitcoin definitely exists. But what could theoretically happen is that now Sandbox, while Bitcoin is going up a little bit, is outperforming Bitcoin massively, which it's doing at the moment. And then just while Bitcoin is doing another sell-off, Sand could stay at a higher level. Yeah, so it is just something to be aware of. But yes, certainly we're back in an uptrend here for now. But the message is very short term here. We're probably going to see some retracement. We're on the 4-hour chart back above the 70 line. We're now overbought, you know. On the daily chart here, we still on the daily have some more scope, but in the very short term you will see some retracement, I guess, because on the 4-hour and also on the 1-hour chart you're massively overbought. So you're going to get here probably some sideways movement or retracement, possibly back down here to that trend line, yeah. And if someone obviously wants to trade that short term here for speculation, these pullbacks to trend lines sometimes are a good possibility. But then again, if that is broken, that might be it. You know, then it could fall again to the previous low, or even here down to that target area again. But yeah, it's looking good so far for Sand. Definitely impulsive here. I showed you the next key resistance levels, key support levels. Overall, I think it has a good chance actually to start from here. You know, it did what it needed to do in the correction. What I'm skeptical about, and that is why I'm not super euphoric here, and why I think this is just possibly here only the possibility for the correction is still on the table, definitely, that we come down once more, like so many others, like I expected for others, is here this the higher time frame indicators, like here the weekly RSI, which is just and the MACD, sorry, the weekly MACD especially had a bearish cross here and is just coming down, indicating further downward movement, right? All right, and that is my view here on the Sandbox at the moment. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe consider to join as a channel member. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.